Good morning, guys. Yes. Now you get to hear how sick I am. Jesus. Yes, I have fallen ill. But that's okay, because we gotta continue. Yes, it did, Azur. Yes, it did. Uh, I've been feeling like garbage the whole week, but life continues. Life must continue. We all need to continue. You know how it is. Gotta be a trooper sometimes. Oh, don't worry, I am. I have been taking care of myself the past few the past few days. But anyway, um I'm going to try and stream at least like 2 hours. Um yeah, I'm going to at least try and stream for like 2 hours at least cuz as you can tell, I'm still sick. I just took medicine, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the full 4 hours like before. We will see what happens tomorrow. Don't push yourself. Yeah, I know. I still gotta do something for you guys, right? Alcohol is a disinfectant. Absent should be able to cleanse your body from sickness. I don't think alcohol works that way. I don't think alcohol works that way, my dude. The only thing that you're actually making sure is Azure is gets even more fucking drunk. It's great. Also, hi unknown. Hello Azure. Good morning. Good morning to you both. Good evening. Good morning. Either way, doesn't matter. Good morning to you both. Good morning, everybody. Yes, I am sick. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Yes, I am sick. Today is CTRPG Friday. Like I said before, every other week, you better fucking take care of yourself. I won't. How about that? I'm just kidding. No, I will. Implacable Lemon. Hello. Thank you for the follow. Um, so today's TTRPG Friday. Um, like I mentioned last week, every other week I'm gonna be switching. On Fridays, I'm gonna be switching from video game to tabletop. Video game, tabletop. So next week is gonna be Darkest Dungeon. The week after that is going to be uh more TTRPG stuff. Um so today, I actually wanted to talk about a few other things that I've been we also help. Jesus Christ, I swear. Not you too. So I didn't want to do this, but it seems a little fair that you guys know a little bit about me behind the scenes. I'm just your average worker, but I don't know. I've been single for 4 years almost. Um I've been seeing this pattern that a lot of VTubers are breaking up with their significant other. And that kind of sort of told me like, hey, what the fuck is going on? Like, why the hell are so many VTubers just, you know, deciding to be single when they had really good relationships? And that got me a little bit thinking, like, I don't want any drama. I'm just over here doing my own business. I don't want any drama. I don't want anything like that. I am just one of those people that enjoys having friends, enjoys being friends with people, If a relationship comes my way, so be it. If not, oh well. But I've been single for a couple years, and that's basically everything that I've learned. This year is really, really bad for a lot of people. I've seen a lot of breakups. Recently, another VTuber, bigger VTuber, broke up. And I'm like, why? Why is everybody breaking up all of a sudden? Like, do they not support each other anymore, or like what is it? Maybe I don't know. It could be circumstances that I don't know about. It could be something else between them two. I'm not going to dig anymore. I'm sure Amber can help. No, Amber would not help. I already know the exact words that Amber is going to use, and one of those words involves Asterion. That's all I know. And no, I do not. But the problem is that I don't know. Like, I'm yeah, I'm single, but am I looking? No, not really. Am I gonna welcome like a relationship with with a girl? Preferably, oh, I don't know, a VTuber or a streamer? Yeah, sure. I'll welcome it. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to you know, be able to tell whether they're flirting with me or not, which is great. Man, I love my brain. It is one of those situations that it's like, you know, like it gets you thinking when you're looking at like people, and then all of a sudden, like, you know them, that they have a significant other, and then all of a sudden they're just like gone. Like, what? But anyway, that's enough about me. That's enough about whatever the hell is behind the scenes. I don't want to, push my stuff all over on you guys. Hello. For those that are new here, I'm Crimson Draconis. Yes, I am sick. I normally go for 4 hours, but I think based on a few people, Unknown and Azure, and a few other people probably yelling at me through their screen saying that I should take care of myself. I'm only gonna be doing half day today, so I'm probably gonna be doing 2 hours, and then I'm gonna rest my voice and rest myself. Maybe play some games. We will see what happens. But in the Zur, wow, I took a straight shot. Yes, you did, my friend. You've always been here. You've always been here. You and Amber have always been here. You two are always neck and neck with each other, causing chaos and shit. But hey, you guys are the best. You guys are always here. You guys are. I'm butthurt, bruh. Well, too bad. You're gonna continue being butthurt. That's how we get along, right? Azur. That's how we get along. But anyway, I digress. Today, um, we're gonna be. I'm gonna invite you guys to help me make a custom setting for a Vampire the Masquerade. Huh? But gotta find my butthurt cream now. Jesus Christ, dude. Bruh. But anyway, so today I just want to take it easy. I don't want to see. I don't want to do too much. Um, I want to discuss a little bit about what kind of homebrew setting we can make for like a Vampire the Masquerade setting, because I've always wanted to do something like this, right? Like, it's always in like the 1800s, the 1900s, and then the modern day. But what if Vampire the Masquerade goes to the future? Not like future, not like Star Wars future. No, kind of like cyberpunk future. What would happen if vampires existed in cyberpunk? What would happen? I wonder. It is one of those situations that I'm like, me being a semi DM of Vampire the Masquerade and White Wolf and stuff like that. I have run a couple of games of Vampire the Masquerade. That's not including the solo TTRPG, which I will continue when I feel better. I will say, I will continue it when I feel better and I'm not, dying in my chair. But what would you guys think about vampires being in a cyberpunk setting? Hmm? What would you think would be the issues or no, not issues, like things that would make vampires still be like the middle of the food chain instead of like the top of the food chain, but also still have some power over like modified humans. Because we all know. Thank you, Saribot, for bending that ass. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Saribot. Anyway, so for this setting, I have this document right here that I'm going to start typing. And I think for the solo TTRPG stuff, I think I am going to start, writing down, right, kind of like doing a journal kind of thing of the role play of the, not the role play, of the actions that actually happen during the play, and then I can read it to you guys. And I'm gonna keep it in this kind of document so you guys can keep up with it, can read it, and I can also read it over what's actually happening. But for now, I think I'm going to do this document for like a VTM homebrew. Jesus, homebrew set. Let's see. So the first idea is cyberpunk setting, kind of like 20. No, not 2077. I think 2077 is a little too far in the future. Um, if I look at Cyberpunk Red, which is a tabletop RPG, it's somewhere between, I think, 2040 and 2077, if I remember correctly. Let me look it up real quick. Yeah, there it is. 2045. 2040. About 2040 should be around that same area that uh, in the year of 2040. There we go. So, what does the year 2040 have in this cyberpunk setting? It has chrome. Well, duh. There's a lot of chrome. Body modifications such as speed, jump, such as speed enhancement, double jumping, etc. Oh, the neon lights. That's true. Um, it's a lot. I think it's a lot more more dubsteppy. Yeah, I think so. The music is, well, of course we also have to add our own little like our own little custom, stuff to this, right? Um, so I would say like all kinds of music are still around. From like rap to rock to country to dubstep, and synthwave is a new thing these days. Um, that kind of stuff. So the buildings, because this is very important, because we also have to imagine like what it would be like to enter a building in the year 2040. I know we're in the year 2025 and we're like 15 years uh below 2040, but let's just try and go like further into the future. Okay, just like 15 years further into the future. So, when you enter a building, what would you see in the year 2040? What I would see, because I have played Cyberpunk 2077, but that the problem is that's way too in the future. What I would see, in my opinion, is almost like the modern era, except there's almost no computers now, and everything is just holographic. Like there is tons of advertising screens. Mm, I guess that could actually be a thing. Um, Flashy advertisement. Yeah, advertisement. Depend on the building, maybe. Yeah, I would assume it would be like depend on the building. Like a business building would have like very minimal, like flashy advertisement screens, but it would have to be like of that building, of like this is this business and this building has this business at this level, or something like that. Uh, Depending on building. Okay. Um. So let's go for the basics here. So the infrastructure is going to be, it won't have AI, because let's be honest, in the year 2040, I highly doubt that we're gonna have buildings with AI built into them. We're not gonna have robots either. I highly doubt it. Um, the human ev- the human evolution is still going to be the same, like the same, except like you already have a neural link that you can that it either activates when you're alive, but when you're a vampire, the neural link does not work. It still kind of works if you use your abilities to have a heartbeat again. It still works, but it will have a faulty. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Neural links. All humans have them. Vampires still have them, but must use Blush of Life, which is the Blush of Life is a mechanic that you can use in Vampire the Masquerade to basically look human. You still look pale as hell, but you have a heartbeat, You have the blood flowing through you to activate it and use its purpose. There we go. Okay, so that's one idea. The other idea was that in 2040, nobody has a neural link, and vampires are, unaffected by it. But this is an idea that we could go with for this, perhaps. But I'm just throwing ideas out there for a homebrew setting that I wanted to do, like a cyberpunk kind of vampiric, um, kind of like a vampiric. Let's skip that one, shall we? Yeah. Game. Now we could go with no neural link. Thank you. No one has any type of neural link, but can still modify their body. There we go. What do I mean by people wanting to modify their body? Okay. Let me turn this down. There we go. They can modify their body in such a way that they can um hmm, that they can install something in their body that could give them speed enhancement. Would they be able to keep up with a vampire? Maybe. It depends on what kind of money they throw away towards it. But it's also one of those other things that I also have to keep in mind that whether or not this is actually one of those situations that humans are going to be equal in speed as a vampire, but eventually the vampire is going to outspeed them anyway because of, their undead ability. But this is one of those situations that I have to keep in mind that a heavily modified human could kill a vampire outright, because a lot of the modifications in Cyberpunk increase your strength, increase your battle aptitude, and also increase your speed. Whether that is better handling of firearms, harder harder punches, more maneuverability when you're using a knife, and stuff like that. So I have to keep that in mind. Uh, Let me write that down. Equal against a vampire. Of course. Recently turned versus older vampire. There we go. Of course, if a heavily modified human goes against an older vampire, they're dead. Like, the human is just crushed. They're not gonna survive. But if a modified human goes against a recently turned vampire, they're on equal ground, yeah, when it comes to speed, but it could go either way because the vampire has, vampiric abilities that they can use, and they can be like, okay, then just go away. And they're done. Um, could they use this to their advantage? Probably. But I'm not going to be sitting here and give vampires the ability to modify themselves as well and not give them a penalty, right? Because they need their body as much as they need whatever uh whatever else they need, like their blood, the blood of others. They need to feed, they need to drink blood, and blah 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 blah. Humans may be having like military exoskeletons to try and mimic vampire speed and strength. Hmm. Maybe having like military exoskeletons to try and mimic vampire speed and strength. Hmm. That's actually a good idea. Like instead of modifications, like having like not military grade, but like having public grade exoskeletons to try and mimic vampiric speed and strength. That could be a actually that could actually be a good idea. Skeletons that are black market tradable to mimic vampiric strength and agility. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. That is actually a really good idea. I like that idea. Instead of the modification, I'm gonna do the exoskeleton idea. Because we as much as as much as I like cyberpunk, sometimes the body modifications that you can get in that game or in like the tabletop RPG are so over the fucking top. It's just like, come on guys, really? Like but yeah, I think I'm gonna be going for that idea. That was a really good idea, sir. I actually do like that more. Um, to add to our little custom vampire, uh, vampiric setting for Vampire the Masquerade, and not make humans like too OP versus vampires, but also not like the top of the food chain unless they know what they're doing. Um, if we're going with the exoskeletons, then I'm gonna have to put no neural links because that actually kind of defeats the purpose. Now, communication. What kind of communication do we want? Do we want like advanced cell phones? Do we want um do we want something like in Cyberpunk 2077? Like they can install like a device inside of their like arm or their body and stuff that connects to their brain and the blood vessels that go to the brain or whatever. And when they touch it, a holographic screen like pops up in front of their vision, having like a telephone, like a picture of of somebody like who's calling or a message or something like that. That would be neat. That would be interesting. That way everybody has a cell phone kind of, but they don't have to really worry about having cell phones. That could be a thing. um Honestly, I think having the same, I think having like a little bit more advanced cell phones, a little bit more advanced cell phones, like going back to the brick cell, the not the brick cell phones, the Nokias, but instead of a little screen, it actually does a little, when you flip it open, it actually does like a little hologram, like a little hologram at the above the screen. That'd be great. You know what? That's a good idea. Reverse engineer Nokia 3310 to have a hologram. Yeah, exactly. And we also have to think of like the burner. You know, like the burner cell phones that they usually have, because we all know that people are gonna be like, hey, I don't want to be traced. Um, those could be the phones of now, like the smartphones, like smart. Yeah, you know what? Smartphone burner phones. You know, it's a reverse. It's a reverse engineering for like um let's change the song. It's a reverse engineering smartphones to be burner phones, and then the Nokia smart burner phones knows when to burn itself if it gets caught or something. No, okay, we're not going that advanced yet. It doesn't have AI. Let me be clear, okay? There's no gotta be no AI involvement in this setting, okay? Let me let me just jot that down real quick. No AI involvement whatsoever. There. Is there gonna be flying cars? Yeah. Is it but it's gonna be a rarity. Kind of like in Cyberpunk 2077. Like there's cars, there's still cars. They're affordable. They're like compact and affordable, but there's also gonna be like a taxi service that is flown by someone, by a real person, to like fly you from one location to the other in the air so you can arrive faster. Flying taxi service driven by experienced pilots slash drivers for a company. There we go. So we you have a lot of options here. You can actually get some ideas. You can actually get some ideas for like a flying taxi service. Oh, I don't know, some freaking flight, or not lift, but you know, flight or whatever the hell it is, what it would be called. But it's hilarious. But anyway, um, I digress. Let's see, what else could there be? Oh, the most important thing that we have to include in this is a mega corporations. This is all of the cyberpunk side, by the way. The cyberpunk side of this little like homebrew setting that I'm, developing and being helped by you guys. Um, Mega corporations. Let's see. There's always at least three mega corporations inside of a vast city in a cyberpunk setting. One of them has to be Japanese because of course they would do. Because of course it has to be, right? Of course it has to be Japanese. Um, so a Japanese name or corporation. Then there's one. Then there's a military corporation because those two are always a must. And then there's usually another one that has to do with like life, like bioengineering, uh the protection of life and bioengineering and stuff like that. But I'm not 100% sure I would want to put that in there. So I guess we can just go with these two for now and figure out a third corporation later. I mean, I don't know. We will see what happens. We will see what happens and we will see how it works. Um hmm. I don't want to use the same I don't want to use the same corporation as Cyberpunk because that's just too easy. For the military, hmm, coming up with mega corporation names for this kind of crap is very difficult. You know what I mean? Oh boy. Hmm. No, I'm not going to name it Asterian Corporation because that's not what I'm gonna do. I know which one of you is gonna ask that, Amber. No, I'm not doing it. Shorten it. Shorten it to what? Astra Corporation. You know what? That's actually a good idea. Astra Corp. Astra Corp. So this corporation is basically a new corporation that has vampires in it. Yes, it has humans in it, but it also has vampires in it. Because let's be honest, of course there would be a corporation that is basically has vampires in it. Now, why can't we can go back to like this cyberpunk side and come up with names for these two? Now, a more important part, Vampire the Masquerade section. This is the more important part because this is the bread and butter of what we're going to be doing. So, the Masquerade. Being in a and I started reading about this like a little bit uh a little while ago. And it is kind of one of those situations that you're in that everybody knows that vampires exist. Like it's no joke. The technology has advanced so much that they already know that vampires exist. And with that, if the vampires exist, what are they going to do about it? What we could do is one of two things. We can either keep the masquerade intact, which is basically a masquerade is basically what they use to keep the fact that vampires are real, that the supernatural is real, vampires are real, and werewolves are real. They keep that shit under wraps. And because of the Vampire Corporation, they could still keep it intact if they wanted to. The issue is, if they do keep it intact, there has to be some kind of force to make sure that vampires don't go rampant in the night. In my opinion, I wanted to get rid of this said uh, force that could just go in, sweep everything clean of supernaturals, and call it quits. I wanted to get rid of it because sometimes it is a little fun to have like vampires run around and do stuff, but at the same time it's also one of those situations that you have to kind of keep it there in case people start murder, oh boy. But with what I would say would be a good balance is this vampire corporation got hand to hand with the opposing force for the supernaturals and gave them an ultimatum saying, it's either you come work with us and we keep the whole thing private from humans, or we kill you. Of course they didn't take that lightly, and so some of them defected to the vampire corporation, and some of them didn't. Those who didn't were killed. But now, not only is this corporation run by vampires, this corporation is run by vampires that need to keep said masquerade intact, no matter what they say. So kind of like, I don't know. It is one of those situations that you kind of like need to think about it a little bit. Like, do we keep the humans in this setting still like out of mind and out of sight that the supernatural exists? Or do we keep this corporation from having to worry about this stuff? Like, you know what I mean? It is one of those situations that is kind of like hard to let me change the music. You know what? Sure. Let's go with that. Let's go with this music. Why not? So, we could keep this on a situation that. So, yes, I still have my character from Vampire the Masquerade right here. Don't worry. But I think I'm going to reset this. I'm gonna make a new solo TTRPG the next time. Um, with this idea of a new VTM setting. Um, you know what? Let's go with for now. The masquerade is intact. Um, pushed the Second Inquisition. The Second Inquisition is basically the opposing force to all of the supernaturals, and this vampiric corporation got so big that they managed to push the Second Inquisition out of the way, and they themselves were basically made into the new quote unquote Second Inquisition, which also includes, yes, it also includes vampires. A mega corporation is now the sole guardian of the mass, both modified human and vampire hunters are made. There we go. Are made in this work. There we go. For this corporation. There we go. So anything that wants to hunt either their own kind, or they want, or they're humans that want to hunt vampires, or human or vampires that want to hunt other vampires because of some stupid shit that they did, they can do it right here in this corporation. All you need to do is tell them, hey, I would like to sign up to be a hunter. Can you train me for can you train me to be a hunter? Gotta gotta do my, I almost forgot to do my socials. Oops. There we go. Ah, it's that one. Okay. So, a masquerade, let's go with the masquerade and still, intact, shall we? Um so that's out of the question. The other other things that I would like to discuss is um what is important in a vampire game? Um Clans, I guess. Yeah, vampiric clans. All are intact but are very scattered. Yeah, all clans exist in this setting, but they are very scattered. They're not like unified in one city. Or we could make, I could actually make a whole city with certain sections of the map saying this is X clan section, this is X clan section, or this section is owned by X, and this is what clans that reside in that little piece of in that little piece of section of the city. Actually, yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Each having hmm in each clans run their own business. Some run similar businesses, and those businesses pushing. Jin is cooking. I mean, we okay. You do bring up a good point. This is literally cyberpunk that I'm talking about. There are businesses, which are the mega corporations, that are gonna be looking at pushing other businesses out of business. So in vampire, oh, that actually brought that what I just read from you is, or actually did bring up a good point. There are always three sections. Well, not three sections, three factions in Vampire the Masquerade. One is a Camarilla, which is basically a hierarchy, kind of like a kingdom. The There's always someone they call the prince, no matter if it's male or female. The prince has the supreme authority of the whole city. No ifs, ands, and or buts. You go against their word, you're basically dead. If they do not like you, they will kill you. It doesn't fucking matter. On the other side are the anarchs. They're more free spirited, but they're also one of those idealists, sort of. Yeah, sort of. They're more of the idealists, the more, freedom fighters, idealists, and that kind of shit. And then there's the third faction, which does not give a shit about anybody or anything except themselves. And they are called the Sabbat. The Sabbat are always trying to break the masquerade, which is one of the reasons why I asked myself earlier if I wanted to, you know, keep them in or not. I do not know how much of a tabletop RPG I can show, but I'm not going to risk getting a copyright. Don't get me wrong, I do own the PDF books. I do own them. I did buy them myself. I do own the PDFs from a legal website that sells them on a PDF form. The problem is, I don't know if I can show it or if I cannot show it. So, I'm just gonna have to go to a website, which I'm assuming I can show. And this is this one, Vampire the Masquerade Wiki. As you can see, all of the vampire clans right here, that's all of them. Damn, that's a lot, right? But hmm, I don't know. Like, we will see. We will see what happens. But hmm, I guess I can actually come back to this. I guess I can come back to this later. Um, and I could see what else, what any other ideas come out of this. Let me. There we go. A little bit more calmer for the music. Damn. But anyway, I think with keeping this in mind, this is mostly just setting stuff. With keeping this in mind, I think I'm gonna make a new character for to actually get okay, good. My out my output is good. Hmm. Let me see. Look at that prawn. What prawn? This? You gotta be kidding me. Wow, Amber. Wow. Anyway, hi, Amber. You is here? Yes, you are. Okay. So, I don't know if you were here earlier. Oh, a story character. Ooh. But had to drive people around. Yeah, I kind of figured. I don't know if you were here earlier. I'm only gonna be doing like half half a half day today. I'm still sick, as you can already tell. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna. I'm trying to make a kind of like cyberpunk-ish theme, kind of like setting for this because you know I like cyberpunk. I like cyberpunk setting a lot, and I'm trying to see what other things that I could think about to make a cyberpunk setting, but we will see. We will see what happens. Um, Unfortunately, I am running a little at this point, but we will see what happens. Let me put this over here of a TTRPG PDF I bought online. How much can I stream? Let me see. I'm trying. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can actually show you guys the PDF of, Vampire the Masquerade, because this is driving me insane. Hi, Yume. Hi, Yume. Hi, how are you? Um, this is honestly driving me insane that I cannot show you the fact that I bought this freaking PDF online. I bought it myself, and I cannot show a single bit of it. That kind of frustrates me. Just a little bit. But um I mean, I guess I can go with the wiki. I guess. Commentary is covered by fair use. Can I read a book on stream? Everything all right? Yeah. Yeah, everything's okay. I'm just sick. You know what? Eh. uh, let me see. Oh, I know what I can do. You um okay, never mind. I snoozed. I snoozed my stuff. Oh, serious talk? Eh. No. It was oh, oh, that's right. You can't hear me. Oh yeah, that's right. Watching without audio. Welp. Um well, if you do have the captions, um basically it what I said earlier was a little concerning that everybody in at least this year is like breaking up and stuff. And that kind of like brought me in into like reeled me in a little bit and be like, all right, I guess I better speak about a little bit about myself, I guess. you know, um so I kind of like spoke a little bit about that, about if a relationship comes my way, then I'll welcome it. I'm not looking for one, but if it does, then if it arrives, it arrives. That's basically what I said. But hi, Yume. Hi, how are you? I'm gonna shout you out real quick. There you go. If you guys are not following Yume, Yume's hilarious. She does D&D, like me sometimes, like BG3 D&D. I also have to kind of like, yeah, you're welcome. Um, but yeah, right now I'm looking at Vampire the Masquerade. Lovely bean indeed. I know she is a lovely bean. Right now I'm trying to see if I can run a game of Vampire the Masquerade with maybe some friends, maybe some other friends, maybe some, people eventually. But right now I think I'm just gonna try and do a solo TTRPG kind of thing until I can get a group. I'm a dumbass, really, really, Yume. But anyway, right now I feel like making a I'm a dirtbass. It's cool. Yeah. When it comes to you and Amber, Azur, you two are always something. That's all I have to say. Especially when it involves fucking Asterion. Alright? Especially. Which reminds me. Fucking you, man. But anyway, going back to this. I would like to F Asterion. Yes, I know. We all know this, Amber. Okay, let me show you something because Azur did bring up a good point. Why do you think one of the vampiric corporations It's called this. You, Amber. What do you think? Wow, you may. Wow, you weren't even following me? Oh, I see how it is. I see how it is. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Um, Let me snooze that again. But anyway, thank you for the follow, you may. Thank you very much. He is the ultimate of all vampires, just saying. I would like to say, I would like to argue, but I'm sick and I don't want to argue today at all. I just don't. I assumed past me had their shit together. I was wrong. Hey, I mean, hey, who knows? But anyway, today, fight me, Crimson. I will. I want you to roll a d20 and tell me what you get. Last time, I made this. I made this clan. Um, I didn't turn out really well because I was being a little stupid, and that's fine. But um, I think, and I have seen a couple of. I like your art. Oh, this one. This one. Yeah, I did. I did find like a little AI thingy. You? Oh, me. Okay, I see. Yeah, that is a for now. That is a for now thing until I can actually get a webcam and I can actually get uh, a model going. But I do have a V2 Studio model that I'm still working on, sort of. I don't know the ins and outs yet, but we will see. I will first get a webcam when I can, and I will start doing V2 Studio. You're making them? No, I unfortunately do not have the artistic capacity to do it. Um, I wish I did though. I wish, but no, I don't. I already paid one of my friends to kind of like do a character sheet and do like a PNG and stuff like that. So that's on the works at the moment. Um, for now, that's working. For now, I have bought one of those customizable ones, the cheapy customizable ones. Of course, it's cheapy. It's not gonna look great, but for like a 1.0 model, I guess it can do. I guess. But the more, the further I go into streaming, the better I'll feel about it. But for now, I'll just have this PNG covering for me. It's still good. I paid decent money for it. Probably like $100. I also paid like 150 for the customizable one. Of course, it's not as nice as this one, of course, but you know, very charming art. Yeah, I agree. But anyway, so knowing all of this stuff for the VT for the Vampire the Masquerade homebrew setting, which is kind of like cyberpunkish kind of thing. Um, Again, I don't have to use it. I'm gonna be working on this for probably quite a few, probably quite a few sessions. But First, we can make a character together. Because why not? So, let's do character creation. Hope you have a great stream, man. Yeah. Well, thank you for the lurk, you make. Go ahead and get some sleep. Thank you for the hydrate as well. You also need to hydrate. You freaking dark elf gremlin. I know what you are, you may. I know what you are. Freaking gremlin. Anyway, thank you for the lurk. Thank you for the hydrate. You have a good rest of your day. Riz. That's not Riz, my dude. You vomit, Riz. Ew. But anyway, um, I'm gonna let the ads run since I snoozed all of them. Oh, there's a downloadable, fillable PDF version. Oh, oh, look at that. You're not allowed to see that. You're not allowed to see it. Nope. No, sir. No, sir. Why do I have to enter this? Oh, never mind. Yes, I agree. Come on, gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Water barking in progress. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is kind of neat. All right. Kind of neat. Okay. 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 All right. Color me impressed. Ah, no. There we go. So, gonna split this screen like this because I can, and you guys are gonna suffer with me because I have. I'm gonna make you see this because this is great. Okay, so first, okay, so I think they all start at one, if I remember correctly. They all start at one dot, being the weakest because teehee. Um, of course. Let's see. So, from what it says right here, when building the sheet, the player will place one attribute at a one dot. Okay. Four attributes at two dots. Okay. So let's pick any attributes 4 attributes at 2. Okay, let's do composure, resolve, wits, and stem. Okay. 3 at 3 dots. Okay. So let's do intelligence, strength, and dexterity. And then 1 at 4. Oh, do I want charisma or manipulation? Ooh, let's see. The character's natural appear, charm, and grace for charisma, or how skilled the character is being an effective liar. Hmm. No, you know what? Let's do this. Yeah, let's change composure for that, and let's do composure at 4. Okay. So 3 attributes have 3 dots. 1, 2, and 3. 4 at 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and 1 at 1. Okay. I'm not very charismatic. I see. I see this. Nah, you know what? Yeah. Let's go with this. There we go. I'm a little charismatic, but I'm not a very good liar. Okay. So that's all of those. So now Skittles is the next thing that we need to do. So, do I want to be a specialist? No. Jack of all trades? Maybe. Or a specialist. So 4, 3, that's 10, that's 12, that's 13. Ooh. Ooh, 13. 13 dots in total. Okay. So first, you know what? I'm gonna do balanced because I think balanced isn't too good at doing like one thing, but it isn't too bad. So let's see, 3 skills at 3. So let's do brawl at 3. Let's do melee at 3. And let's do athletics at 3. Okay. 5 at skill 2. So let's do 2 and drive. So that's 1. 2 on firearms, that's 2. 5 at skill 2. Okay. That's 3. Let's do persuasion. That's 4. And let's do medicine. That's 5. And then 7 skills at 1. Okay. So investigation 1. Awareness 2. Etiquette 3. Insight 4. Leadership 5. Larceny 6. Because larceny, teehee. And then survival 7. There we go. Now that is an array that I can see. Huh. Okay. I'll have to figure out this little sheet in there. Anyway, let's continue with character creation, shall we? Um. Oh, that's right. Now I need to pick a clan. Okay. So, what do I want to be? I could be a La Sombra, which is basically these guys are kind of like shadow mages, sort of like businessmen and women that are actually like that actually do like shadow magic crap. I could do that. But we also have to look at this, the clan bane. The original clan bane is in reflections or recordings, live or not. The Lasombra appear to be distorted. Those who know what vampires are know precisely what's going on, while others might be confused but know something is wrong. This does not, however, hide their identity with any certainty, and they are not likely to be caught more often on surveillance than any other kindred. In addition, kindred is basically the term that they use for fellow vampire. In addition to this, modern technology, which includes making a phone call, requires a technology test, a difficulty 2 plus their bane severity, as microphones struggle with them as much as cameras, which is great. Avoiding any electronic vampire detection system is also done with a penalty equal to the bane severity, which is great. If I wanted to be a La Sombra and I wanted to have this bane, I'd be okay with this. I don't think I have anything in technology, which is great. Great. Or I could always get the variation of this bane, which basically makes it harder for me to keep my humanity, basically. Humanity in this game can be gained really, really hard or lost really, really easily. What do I mean by that? In Vampire the Masquerade, you are a monster. Let's just be real. There's no BS, there's no nothing. You're a monster. And that doesn't mean that because you are said monster, that you have to be. At least, you know, to people. But if you kill someone out of cold blood, you have a chance of losing humanity. What the remorse test is I also need to check this sometimes because it kind of confuses me sometimes. What is a remorse test? This is what when I'm talking about. When a character has stains in their tracker at the end of the session, they will make a remorse test. The remorse pool is composed of how many empty spaces are left between the humanity and the amount of stains taken. In case of a humanity 7 with only one stain, they roll 2 dice. However, in cases where there are no spaces left, such as a humanity 7 character with 3 stains, they still roll 1 die. Any amount of successes mean that the character has felt enough guilt, shame, and remorse that their humanity will not drop. If they do not get any successes, the beast has won, and it must drop 1 humanity. Like I said, it is really easily to lose your humanity in a game like this. It is, after all, the world of darkness. Nothing is as it seems, and nothing will be ever as it seems, which is kind of sad. But things happen, people die, all day, all night. How many empty spaces are left between the humanity and the amount? Oh. Oh, I see. So, where's my humanity? Okay, so you people always start at 7. Yeah, people always start at 7, which is their their normal humanity. Or I can go down. And there it is. But from what I'm reading here, if I, for example, I'm playing this character and I kill somebody in cold blood, right? Let's just pretend I do. And I receive a stain. Let's mark it with an X. I before E except after C. I see. You mean? But anyway, I think what this means is if I receive a stain, let's just go with, oh, I don't know. Yeah, let's go with one stain. If I get one stain, then I have 2 dice. And if I roll 2 dice, let me see. Is there a way for this to tell how many humanity I have? Ah, there it is. Oof. There it is. So, this is one of the reasons why I like this virtual tabletop. Because it actually is really nice. Okay, let's roll that. A. And I succeeded with 1 success. So, now let's see if I do this. Oh, damn. That's a critical success. That is 1 crit, which is really nice. So I keep my humanity. But it actually is a little self-explanatory. What I like about this virtual tabletop that it does it for you. All you need to do is click button, and then button goes, okay, I read sheet, and then it goes bloop, and then that's it. That's all you need to do. So let's continue. So I think let me see. Plan. I'm gonna make a La Sombra because why not? I'm gonna leave those for later. Let me see. Let's go back to the character creation. Let's go with generation 12. No, generation 13. Sure. Which this basically means that I have a blood potency of 1. Where's blood potency? In this sheet, there it is. Boop. Okay, then this explains all of that. My health is stamina plus 3. Stamina, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's 1 right there. My willpower is composure plus resolve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I have all of those 6. And then my humanity, it is possible for a fresh embrace to begin, oh, at humanity 8. So, oh, so I was wrong. My humanity is 8, not 7. Well, but because this is basically this is basically how it could be. I start at 8, but because I have a humanity of 8, it is really easily able to be lost. Let's see. They are still able to comprehend and feel the pain from anguish they cause. 2 dice are used for Blush of Life, taking the highest result between the two. With Blush of Life, they can digest and taste wine, which is nice. And they can rise from day sleep an hour before sunset, which is good. Now, I think that there was something or other that um, that actually modifies this. Like I know in previous editions of this, there was something there was like a chart that said something along the lines that at humanity 8, you basically are kind of like a normal human. You know human emotion, you know human stuff, but at like humanity 9 and 10, if you don't help somebody like that's dying, you automatically gain a stain. It's like, no, I'm sorry, you don't gain a stain, you automatically lose a humanity or some crap like that. And I was like, what? That's stupid. But I guess in this edition they fixed that, because I don't see anywhere that there that there is a chart depending on whether you help somebody or whatever, um which is great. Honestly, that's great, because I don't have to think about like, oh, what if I have too much humanity and I don't help somebody and somebody just dies in front of me and then I feel the guilt and blah blah blah. But anyway, now that we know what clan we are and what generation we are, let's pick our disciplines. Our discipline. We decided to be a La Sombra. Oh, that's right. I need to write down this clan bane. I'm gonna use the variant clan bane because I find that way better than having somebody uh literally do the phone calls for me sometimes, for my character at least. Which is great, honestly. Um for my compulsion, there is no variant compulsion, so I have to do this no matter what. Touchstone and conviction. Where is my compulsion notes? There we go. There we go. So, the next time the vampire fails an action, they receive a 2 dice penalty to all rolls until a future attempt at the same action succeeds. Which is kind of like an oof, but they also are like very ruthless at what they need to do, and they have to do it the way they want to do it. It doesn't matter if somebody tells them a better way to do it, they have to do it. So that is one of the biggest compulsions that you have. And whether you And whether you want to satisfy that itch or not, you don't you don't get a choice. You have to satisfy it no matter what. Um it even says right here an example archetype is an ambitious winner. If you don't win, then what's the point? But when you do win, that's where it all goes together. And you're all good and dandy. But anyway, let us continue with character creation, shall we? um right. The discipline. So I have dominate, obliv come on, really? Oblivion and totem. Now, do I want which one do I want? Oh yeah, that's right. I think I forgot like one little thingy for skills. Following this is skill specialty. Okay. Yeah, I think I missed the skill specialty thingy, which is expertise in a given skill. Have a lot of dots into the skills academics, craft, performance, and or science. Craft, performance, academics, craft, performance, and or science. Okay. I have none of those. Then they will have one more additional free specialty to place in any skill. Okay. Let's see what specialty we can get. Hand loading, quick draw, snipper. Let's look at brawl. Actually, no. Let's look at craft. Let's see. Carpentry, carving, design, painting, sculpting, sewing, and weaponsmith. Ooh, ooh, weaponsmithing. Let's see. What do I have? I have equal dots in brawl and melee. Okay. Improvised weapons, knives, stakes, and swords. Or I can go with brawl, armed mortals, bar fights, grappling, kindred. Oh, sporting combat, unarmed mortals, werewolves, while in protean beast form. Huh. Oh, these are just examples too. So this is a little interesting. Um, wow. You can go against animals. All right. Grappling, kindred, sporting combat. Ooh, sporting combat. What's a what's a sporting combat? Is boxing a sporting combat? Is a combat sport and martial art. Okay. So yes, boxing. There we go. There we go. This guy or this person is a professional, well, not a professional boxer. I would say they're like decent at boxing. They know how to duck, they know how to weave, they know how to block. But because they are basically a vampire, they can probably block a metal bat going towards them with their, with their forearms, and still live. Okay, so now we get to. Did I miss anything? I think I am missing quite a few things. I need to pick a predator type as well, which I don't think. Yeah, there it is. A concept, a predator type there. Yep, there it is. Now let's see what kind of predator these guys are for the last, you know, 5, 10 minutes. Let's see. They are a La Sombra, so they are ruthless. So I think being a bagger isn't gonna be, you know, too bad. But we could go with this. Lose one key dot of humanity. That's a bad sign. Cleaver, consensualist. Ooh, you basically ask for consent even as a vampire. Huh. Consent is a dangerous thing to gather when they're a blood-sucking monster. That's funny. They never feed against the victim's free will, instead pretending to be a representative of a charity blood drive. Someone with a blood kink. Oh. Oh my. Within the kink community, or blatantly admitting their victims what they are and getting their permission. Oh. Oh. Hey Amber, I think I found your predator type. Nah, I'm just kidding. Anyway, just kidding. Okay, so let's see. Um, More than not, Osiris are celebrities within mortal society. Oh, okay, one dot of blood sorcery or presence. Okay, that's fine. I think still my favorite one is Scene Queen, because I always liked, the gothic scene, because it's great as per usual. Um, Grim Reaper, no. Pursuer, no. Trapdoor, maybe. Aspects or Fortitude? What does Fortitude give me? Is there anything that I can use? For Aspects, Slavic Devotion? Oh, Passion Feast. Ooh. I mean, I guess I could go with that one. Because I have Dominate, Oblivion, and Impotence. What can Aspects give me? Damn, that is a lot. Ooh, Fortitude and Aspects? No way. You know what? Sure. Let's go with Consensualist. Why am I not typing? Consensualist. And then we are going to get Aspects at 1. Gain one dot of humanity. Okay. So I'm at humanity 9. Holy crap. That is great. Oh, but I also get a flaw of Dark Secret. Oof. Dark Secret. Masquerade. Bleacher. Which is fine. And then feeding Law. Prey exclusion none. Let's put that in brackets. Non-consent. Non-consenting. There we go. Oh boy, this person is gonna have a hard time feeding. Oh boy. Okay, so one. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Chronicle, not yet. And ambition, huh? Where is ambition? Hmm. To survive. Gotta wait for the school bus with toddler. Yeah. Um. I'm gonna end in a few minutes. Uh, I'm starting to feel the medicine kind of kick in, and um yeah, it is one of those situations that the medicine is starting to kick in. Getting drowsy, yeah, just a little bit. No, ambition should be protect family at all costs, and then the desire should be survive. There we go. Take it easy, bro. Yeah, yeah. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing like this today, because it's just reading, and I'm just like going back and forth between reading and making a new character and stuff like that. So I am getting a little drowsy, but it's fine. Um okay. So my blood potency is 1. 14th generation. Damn. Okay. The generation is fine. Let's see. Disciplines I already. Oh, never mind. Pick 2 of them. One of the 2 chosen starts as level 2, the other at level 1. Okay. So this one starts at level 1. So this one, I think I'm going to start at level 2, and potence at level 1. There we go. Now we get to the very interesting part of the character creation, but I think I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna leave it here with this character at least. Save. Computer. Computer. BTM 5E. Char. There we go. Boop. Boop. Let's close this. Let's go to just chatting. Okay. Well, guys, um, I think I'm gonna leave it here for today. I just want to relax for the rest of the day. I'm still sick, as you can already tell. The medicine is kicking my ass, but medicine is medicine. You gotta take it whether you like it or not. Even though it actually kind of tastes good. I didn't know elderberry was actually pretty good for you. But anyway, um, take care of yourself. Yeah, I will. Let's see. Is there anybody that you guys would like to raid? Oh, research your pie. Pie is on. Choco is on. How long has Choco been on? Oh, for less than an hour? Great. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna be raiding Choco again. Maddie is on. That's true. Maddie is on. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Let's raid Maddie. Let us raid Maddie. There we go. Um, Tomorrow, I'm still going to be streaming, but if I feel any better, I'm gonna go the full 4 hours. If I don't feel better, I'm still gonna do at least 2 hours. Um, because well, I need to rest as much as possible. Because I have a job and I have this to worry about. Um, but other than that, tomorrow is gonna be MMO day. Like I mentioned before in the Discord, for most of you that are here, uh, yeah, I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna do Where Winds Meet. It's a kind of like a Chinese wushu kind of MMORPG, kinda. I'm actually very impressed by it. I'm not gonna lie. It is very impressive at how much crap they could put that in there. Um, but anyway, um, but yeah. So tomorrow is gonna be Where Winds Meet. Next week is going to be the same, except for next Friday I'm gonna be playing Darkest Dungeon. And on Friday next week I'm gonna be playing Darkest Dungeon. On Saturday next week I'm probably gonna be going back to Guild Wars 2. So there's those two plans. But other than that, yeah, I will probably see you guys tomorrow. And depending on how I feel, I let's start the raid. And depending on how I feel, it'll either be as short as 2 hours or as long as four. All right, here's a rate message. Let us give Maddie a good affiliate anniversary, shall we? I just literally just noticed that. Okay, well, I will see you guys tomorrow. See you.